Erispe, who was on stage earlier, so please come back. But this time she's representing ETH63, which is the Filipino branch of ETH, right? And of course, our moderator. Wait, are you the moderator or? Oh, Quynh. Quynh is the moderator. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Quynh Giang from ETHVietnam. Yeah. Oh, and just for your information, Noah is replacing Vivian Chen from Pagoda, who sadly couldn't make it for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, the topic of today's panel is connections. Asia OS, Mycelial connections of Asia Web3 communities. How to link everybody together. Quynh, take it away.
Hi everyone, welcome to our panel, Asia OS, the connection between Web3 community in Asia. So we have the distinguished panelists here. Shall we start with the introduction? Please introduce yourself and what is your focus now? Start with Kim first.
Yep, so hi everyone. So I'm Kim Sheng. I'm the community manager of ETHKL. So ETHKL is an independent community based in KL. We've been running meetups since 2018. And our goal is to share Ethereum and Ethereum-related technologies, specifically in Kuala Lumpur. Thank you.
I think I just gave 50 minutes of my introduction.
Maybe briefly for friends who did enjoy.
Yeah, hi guys, my name is Noah from Taiwan, from community called DAO0. We do digital public goods infrastructure in Taiwan between civic hacking communities and Web3 communities.
Hello, so I'm Tin. We're growing the community of Ethereum in the Philippines. We're relatively new, just started 2023, but found that there are a lot of passionate Filipinos about the Ethereum technology. So yeah, hoping to grow it more with the connections across Southeast Asia.
Yeah, and my name is Quynh. I'm from Vietnam. Also, like we do ETHVietnam Web3 Village and also like education for developers and also support the early stage project in Vietnam. Yeah, so let's start the panel. So I know that he also like have a lot of friends like overseas, also even come from, you know, America or Europe. So I want to start our panel with the first question about, you know, our Asia community. What is the difference or what is the advantage of Web3 space in Asia compared to other regions? And maybe you can say this like 1-2 things briefly about this. How do you see Asia community or Web3 space in Asia compared to other regions?
Okay, I guess I'll go first. I think what's uniquely Asian is our communal community, where we care about our neighbors or what is happening to anyone who is part of the community. So I think that plays a big role in growing Ethereum across Asia, and you know, just bringing along what are the assets we can give to the other neighbors. And in Pagoda, we have this exchange layer where we kind of share resources to everyone, and I think that is something that everyone can benefit from and a catalyst for the growing communities.
Yeah, I'll go next. I think there's a very interesting, I don't know if I talked to you guys about this before, but I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a theory called the rice theory. Has anyone? No? Yeah, oh, 2. Oh, wow. Okay, that's a surprise. So the rice theory is very interesting, right? The rice theory talks about how Asian communities or community in the West is very in the East is very different from communities in the West, and because we are rice planters, and in the West it's mostly wheat planters, and rice planters are a little bit different because if you want to grow rice, you have to be more collaborative. The irrigation systems that's required as a foundation to grow rice requires a lot of like different farmers to collaborate together to actually build irrigation system. And the harvesting season is also aligned for people to collaborate to do the harvesting. While in the West, for wheat harvesting, it's very individualistic, right? So that kind of underlying culture alone, I think, can be quite interesting in pushing the Asia communities collaborating together. And I think we're seeing that all around too.
Yep. So on me, I think Web3 in Asia is definitely growing. I think one of the most prominent thing is I get to know personally people on our panel, Noah, and also Tin and also Christine. I think yeah. So I think this hype also I would like to thank it to the DevCon effect. I think this year since DevCon is hosted in Asia, I think in Malaysia specifically, I think we are also quite excited. Last year, I think we built our community quite strongly. We hosted 2 events, and also we get to meet with a lot of these people. Christy mentioned, we meet in Pagoda. So yeah, I think it's growing, and I think we are making more connections across Asia. Yep.
So what do you see the potential for Asia Web3 space compared to other regions also? In terms of developer, in terms of community, in terms of project here?
I can go first. I was talking to Link from GCC yesterday, and because if you guys know, a lot of things are happening in Chiang Mai recently, and like Funding the Commons, Edge City, pop-up cities, and all that. So one thing I think that's very important that we see that has a lot of potential to grow is that these communities have a lot more marginalized specialties, where, for example, GCC in Chiang Mai is having all these different people who are more professional or specialized in specific functions. And when, for example, a community from the West wants to come in and build something together in Chiang Mai, do an event, do a conference, do a pop-up city and the sort, and they can basically just plug in. And these kind of functions of these communities are now much more well-defined and much more well-communicated with everywhere else in either in Asia or for the Western communities to come in. So I think that alone is a very powerful, it's the well-defined API, right? A well-defined open source project. So that alone is very useful in terms of collaboration. So I see a lot of potential for growth there.
So for me, I think the growth is actually quite easy to see. Let's say in Malaysia, for example, I think we are seeing a lot of young hackers who are coming to hackathons as well. We are seeing a lot of university-led blockchain clubs who are also hosting events themselves, collaborating with protocols in the protocol level, and also we're having more people who are well known in a basic level of what to build in Web3, and also they are learning this in a very, very I would say the right path, the right vibes of Web3 that's intended to be. So I think yeah, we can see it from the young roots right now. So I think yeah, definitely it's an advantage that we currently have right now.
As someone running workshops everywhere in the Philippines, what I found out is that we don't just have passionate developers, we have also passionate users who are ready to explore new applications of Ethereum and blockchain. So I think that's one of the most promising things about Asia, that we don't just have ready people who wanted to learn the skills, but we also have ready users who are ready to figure out what this technology is about and how it can apply to their daily lives.
Yeah, I totally agree, because also, for example, in Vietnam, we have a lot of developers, and also for the user, we have kind of 18 million crypto user. We have 900,000 developers, and the growth rate is grows super, super fast. And I see the good thing about Asia is young population, also regulation from government, also kind of open for blockchain technology and also support. and also like all the Asia community is super vibrant. Like every week, every month, we have something happening. And also I see the collaboration between different community in different countries. So let's talk more about that. So we all here from different communities in Malaysia, in Philippines, in Taipei, Vietnam, and also like a lot other friends in Asia in our group also. So far, like what is the collaboration between different community in different countries that you see that can create the great impact in the region?
I think I can start first. So you're talking about cross collaboration between different cultures, right? So I would say to start off, I think we Asians are generally very shy. So I think taking the first step is definitely important. But when I think about multiculturalism, I think whether we can collaborate across cultures, across different cultures, different languages, for example. I think Malaysia is one of the good example because by default, we are diversity by default actually. So we have Chinese, Malay, Indonesia, and Chinese, Malay, and Indians, and also that's also true in the current ETHKL contributor as well. So there are these three different religions, and I think this is also something that I think brings truth to whether collaboration across cultures does exist. But I think as long as we have the same goal with different identities, I think the goals are more important. So I definitely think that that's a win for us. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's the question? It's about collaboration between different communities, right?
The
So,
example,
Ye- yeah, I think that's a good example. ETHKL, everyone is participating and have something to share, especially in terms of knowledge and experience. So I think this is one of the examples of collaborations between communities. And also, it's not just in-person events, but online. I get to meet people who are from other countries in Southeast Asia who are teaching cryptography in ZK and people in PSE. There is not a lot of cryptography workshops in the Philippines, so I got those knowledge from outside, and the people in PSE are very willing to share their workshops to Filipinos. So I think that is one of the examples, but there are many more. Like for example, I actually have a secret mission here in ETHKL, which is to bring a channel for Filipino developers and Malaysian developers to be able to communicate together and team up however they like. And I think that is one of the biggest opportunities to have the Asian builders team up together and learn from each other.
Yeah, I think I talked about the modularization of communities earlier. I think the other thing is also, I think one example is from one of the things that the Community Pagoda did, that when it came to Chiang Mai, it did something to, because for example, some Western conferences did have a lot of collaborations in Taipei, in Tokyo, in other places. So, and there are it was very good collaborations, but there were also gaps, communication gaps that between these conferences and local context, right? So having an interface, a layer to basically mitigate these gaps, I think is quite important. So for the conferences, they have more context on how it works on a local level, how collaborations can be better, and for local communities, they have a better way to really work with these global conferences. So these are some of the examples that I think not only having specific functions, modularized functions that people can plug into, but there's also the communication, the humanity side, how you really work with each other, because we are very different people. even from Asia, it's very different people, right? So that interface of humanity, I think, is also very important.
Yeah, so sharing a bit about the context here. So about Pagoda, maybe you haven't heard of it. Like, so Pagoda is like kind of Asia alliance for all the Asia communities. And right now Pagoda also have total more than 12 communities from different 12 countries. So for example, all we are here like one of the, Pagodians in Pagoda. So what the mission of the Pagoda is, like we also want to get all the Asia community together, and we also can, talk about the region problem, and also like how we can like all to hack it together, and also we can bring all the resources together to make it like, the impact movement in the region. So maybe like talk about, it's one of the example about the big collaboration. And Noah also mentioned about like, for example, like whenever we have events thing, also people can join and in the region, but also more than that, we're also building different like tech layer or even protocol being or other social layers. So maybe like any one of you like can share a bit more about the impact of that in the region. Focus on the collaboration from Pagoda thing.
I think one of the most beautiful things about Pagoda is it doesn't just have a tech mission or a community mission, but it also has, it's also based in a philosophy that we're all here together to bring out and craft the narrative in Asia. So yeah, I think that is one of the best things about Pagoda. It's also it's not just about technology and community. It's also about the unique Asian philosophy and narrative that we want to show to the rest of the global scene.
I think to me, even in decentralized organization or decentralized context, trust is still very important, right? So for people to actually work together, for communities to actually work together, you have to trust one another to be able to deliver what they promised. So building that, I think in the Pagodian context, I think one of the biggest achievements so far is that it has built a trust across Asian communities. And so when we go to, like for me, for example, I come here, I know I can trust Vienna, I can trust people from ETHKL, then I can showcase the best of myself instead of having all those doubts of where should I go? Will I really have a speaking spot or whatever, such as that? Because that happened in Taipei, right? So, I think the foundation of trust is the base layer for everything to scale much faster later on. So that's a very good foundation that I think across Asia that Pagoda has built so far.
Yeah, I think Christine shared something earlier about like sharing resources. I think this is something that is beneficial across the like a Pagoda as well. Because for me, I think like as a independent meetups, right? You need to like create content per se for every month, and then like sometimes it's not easy to kind of like to keep it fresh. Sometimes you have to find like people who are very deep into the space. But with this like Pagoda circle, right? I think it's easy for us to get a resource or like to have speakers from each other. I think it's also like I would say like an efficient way to kind of like to spread out resources and to keep things fresh, and also like to build connections. Yeah.
So we don't have much time left. So the last question, because like also Road to DevCon coming soon, next month. So how do you vision like, the collaboration between all the community in Asia will happen in, DevCon and also in the next coming years to create the impacts?
Okay, I'll go first. So we're doing an Ethereum Southeast Asia hub right in the middle of DevCon to show what is going on to with each communities in Southeast Asia. And aside from that, I think Pagoda is also doing a GM.
GM Day.
Yes, GM Day And I think those were one of the things I'm excited about, because that's where the rest of the world understand what is going on here, and what each community is doing and what is happening. And yeah, I'm just generally looking forward, even after DevCon, that we continue this this advocacy and collaboration with each other, and I hope it grows as the year passes by.
Yeah, for me, quite simple. I think when I'm speaking like the DevCon effect, right? So I think like this is also, it acts as a scaling point for us to kind of meet, and we can take it off from there to like do consistent connections and like collaborations. I think DevCon is definitely a start. I think moving forward there, I think definitely there's more like opportunities of collaborations. I think in the future. So yeah, excited to see the first step in DevCon and then see what we can do next.
I do think the collaboration layer that, because this is Asia OS, right? The Asia OS, the collaboration that we've built so far is, so at this moment, a prototype in a sense. And we've done a lot of tests with the prototypes with different global communities and all that kind of stuff. And I do think DevCon is an opportunity to test its scalability in a way, and to test, to learn from it and make iterations out of this Asia OS, this layer of collaboration. I think that's also a very important part of how DevCon can play a role in Asia in a way. So going forward, I don't know what's gonna happen, but I look forward to collaborating with more people globally.
Yeah, I just think that, it's not only for Asia community, but the big thing is this, like, really the collaboration with other region also, like Latin America, Africa, and also like bring all friends here to Asia, and we also explore the potential and how we also can create impact in region, and also see the collaboration, among the globe. And also like, I see that that's the good thing, like for example, like this month, we also have like multiple pop-up village in Chiang Mai. Like all friends come and make the effort also here to bring fans, like different, like, global leaders and also community in Asia, and also trying to see like what is the problem in the region. They also can support us. And that is a lot of opportunities that open for not only Asia community, but also like all in other region. And that's fascinating. So thank you so much for spending time for the panel, and hope that is insightful for our friends. And thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys.
Kim, Noah, Christine, Quynh, thank you so much for sharing.